Welcome to Right Now News. All right, let's get right into it. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting, CPB, just announced it's shutting down. And this is a huge deal. This is the federal nonprofit that's basically been the backbone of public media in the US for almost 60 years. If you grew up with PBS, Sesame Street, NPR's Morning Edition, or even got emergency alerts over the air, you can thank the CPB. So, what happened? Well, President Donald Trump and congressional Republicans finally pulled off something conservatives have been trying to do for decades. They defunded public broadcasting at the federal level. Just over a week ago, Trump signed a rescissions bill, clawing back $9 billion in federal funds. $1.1 billion of that was meant for the CPB over the next 2 years. And without that money, the CPB says it has no choice but to wind down operations for good. Most of the corporation's 100 staffers are out of a job by September 30th, and a tiny transition team will stick around through January to wrap things up. Patricia Harrison, the CPB's president, called it the difficult reality of closing down. She said, quote, "Public media has been one of the most trusted institutions in American life, providing educational opportunities, emergency alerts, civil discourse, and, honestly, a cultural connection that stretched to every corner of the country." This isn't just about national news in big cities. The biggest impact is expected to hit local PBS and NPR stations, especially in small towns and rural areas, super hard. Here's why. Even though NPR and PBS as national brands are mostly funded by donations, local stations rely way more on those federal dollars, and now they're scrambling. According to an analysis from Public Media Company, around 100 TV and radio stations, mostly in rural America, are at risk of shutting down. For a lot of folks, that's their only local news, weather, and emergency information source. Now, for all the drama, it's important to be clear, PBS and NPR aren't shutting down. The national networks say they're committed to keeping things going, building on CPB's legacy, and continuing to provide independent journalism and cultural programming. But let's not sugarcoat it, this is a political victory for Trump. On Truth Social, he basically took a victory lap saying, "Republicans have tried doing this for 40 years and failed, but no more." It's no secret he's called the CPB a monstrosity and accused public broadcasting of having a liberal bias. And this year, he even fired 3 members of its board and shut down other government-backed media outlets like Voice of America. What does this mean long-term? It's a massive reshuffling of how Americans get their information, especially outside big cities. There's real risk that without public funding, some voices and communities just won't be heard. Whether you see this as good, bad, or just inevitable, it's a turning point for American media. So, what do you think? Should public broadcasting get federal money? Or is it time to let the market take over? Let me know in the comments. This is Right Now News, and I'll see you next time.